Hi everyone. So today I'm going to present you my article thesis titled Student Perception and Attitude Towards English Language Learning. So this presentation outline will focus on 5 things, which is the first one is introduction, the aims and objective for this research, and number 3, the methodology, the method, the way that I've been used to conduct this research, and the data findings and analysis, and number 5 is the conclusion. So moving on to the introduction, as we know that English is an important subject. I mean important language that have been used among great countries. So this study focus is to find out student perception. What is student perception and what is their attitude towards English language learning? We want to know these two things, their perception and their attitude. Based on the theory that Efron have been made during the 68, he stated that perception and attitude has anything to do with each other, meaning that what has been said by primary cognitive of someone, like what they're thinking when someone thinking about something, so it has something to do with their perception, it has something to do with their attitude. So here we can see that perception is connected to the attitude for some object or some matter. So the aim for this study is to find out the degree of awareness for students learning English, meaning we want to know how important English language to the students in Malaysia. We also want to investigate what kind of support and encouragement that the student receive from their parents. We also want to know the relationship between student perception and their attitude towards learning English. And we want to know if the students are interested or favorable disposed learning English language. So basically, this research is to find out what is student perception towards English language and what is students' attitude towards English language. Okay, the methodology that I've been used is the AMTB questionnaire has been made by Gartner during 85. I'm using Gartner 85 questionnaire to achieve its reliability. Okay, so the survey questionnaire was designed to address and to achieve the aim and objective of the study. So after I've been screening through the questionnaire, I've seen that Gartner AMTV questionnaire is suitable for this kind of research to find out student perception and to find out students' attitude towards English. So 37 students were selected from various ethnic and different level of English proficiency. The instrument have been used is a questionnaire which consists of two sections, section A and section B. So data collection is I'm using the quantitative data and I've collected and distribute the questionnaire at a high school in Kudat, Sabah, and distribute among the students during their English class, estimated 14 minutes of time. So data analysis, thematic analysis was used to present the data as it is required details and systematically. The findings were presented in tabular data form. So this is the section A. The section A of the questionnaire is focused on respondents' background, which as the respondent sex, age, ethnic group, whether they are Malay, Chinese, Indian, or others. Others means Sabahan ethnics, like Kadazan, like Murut, like Rumus. And the last one is we want to know what is their latest English grade in their school subject, English subject, whether they got an A, B, C, or D. And the section B is, of course, to achieve the objective for this research. We focus on respondents' attitude toward English. So they have to choose whether they are strongly agree or strongly disagree with the statement given here. For example, number one, I think learning English is dull. So if the students think the English is dull, so they can just strongly agree. Or if they think that English is quite interesting, like English is really great, so they can say strongly agree here, meaning they like the English word. And let's say they have a strong desire to know all aspects of English here in number 4. So they want to know and they have desire, they are favorable to learn English. They can choose strongly disagree. So the data, the findings and analysis is focused on respondent background. So 43% here is focused on male and 57 is female. And mostly the one who answered the question belongs to 51% 70 years group. Okay, this is the age analysis for this item. And as we can see here, the English result, we can see the majority grade who owns the for English their latest English result. 57 is grade B. So majority student here in the school, the school in Kudat owns basically they will mostly get a grade B in their English. And the one who fell, who got grade E, only 5%. So we can conclude here that they have a really intermediate English basic knowledge. So 68 is Malay race who answer this question. Only Chinese 5% only, and Sabah ethnics that includes Kadazan, Murut, Rumus, all all other Sabahan ethnics got 27% out of 100. So the findings is respondents prefer using different language depending on their needs and purpose, meaning when they are communicating in their daily life, it depends on the situation, the environment of before they're deciding to use an English. They do have mostly they do have a good basic English word like that when they're communicating they are okay with English, but maybe they don't really use English because of their environment, so they are using different language basically based on their needs and purpose. Students also do not find English as a waste of time. So in here we can see that their perception towards English is good. Like they do not find English is waste of time. So in here we can see that they do have interested, like they do wanted to learn English. Okay. And strongly agree that learning English is great and important for their future because they know that English normally people will communicate in English like it doesn't matter either it is in Malaysia or outside of Malaysia, like the country. English is the main word. English is the language that people hear everywhere using English to communicate, meaning like they understand that English is important so that they can communicate easily with another person. The environment of respondent, meaning is the environment of the students, contribute to students' attitude. So we do know that environment of the student, environment of the respondent has thing to do with their concern, has an effect to do with their attitude in English language learning. and students also do not feel bored learning English. I think maybe because they have some of them saying to me that they have been watching a cartoon, a movie or drama with English or anything that has a English subtitle in it. Respondents so in conclusion here, respondent shows positive attitude towards English, meaning they don't really hate English at all. And they do understand that English is important and they will use English depending on the situation and their needs. So this is the data that I found when conducting the research for each items here. Some is strongly disagree, some are agree, some are slightly agree. So there are together 25 questions for the section B, 25 questions about English. We need I've prepared 25 questions to find out students' perception and their attitudes. So recommendation and conclusion that I can set for future study is there should be sample from various age group. Like me, I only conducted to only the upper high school, like Form 4 and Form 5, student with the age 16 and 17. So I think if we need to widen this research from various age of group various age of groups should be conducted, like 13, maybe 13, 14 years old, 15 years old. I mean, all class from various age. And the role, maybe I should maybe the future study also should conduct the role of parents in language learning. Like, of course, we know environment do matters for the respondents perception, respondents attitude. So maybe I should include more about the role of the parents. And the sample should be taken from different locality, not only people in Kudat, students in Kudat only. Maybe we can conduct from Sarawak, from Sabah, the whole Sabah, the whole Sarawak. I mean the whole Malaysia, one Malaysia, and provide a clearer picture of the language choices used by students. In here, I only focus on English, so maybe in future study they should conclude like asking the respondent what language they prefer to use, like either the respondent using Bahasa Melayu, Chinese, their mother tongue language, their ethnic language, or their English. So should asking about language choices and provide data on their outlook on the issue and contribution towards respondents' language learning. The progression of the respondents' language learning in English, and enable comparison factor affecting language learning, meaning to compare their using of language, mother tongue language, and their the English one. Compare the factor that affect language learning. Maybe the demographic purpose. I mean demographic factor or family factor or environment factor that affecting their English language learning. Okay, so the conclusion to conclude is this study shows students' perception and attitude is a contributing towards English language learning. This factor much very likely influenced by respondent surrounding depending on needs and necessity. Learning language also share effort and all parties should play its role to provide students with positive perception towards English learning. Meaning we should include all the variety of factors that contribute to the respondent perception towards English language learning, because perception has to do with their attitude with English. If they have a positive attitude, so if they have a positive perception, so they would have a positive attitude towards English language. That's all. Thank you.